that great? That there's a place within us that's always been connected. We can't mess it up. All right, we can put up all those roadblocks about not wanting to be in this crazy world, etc. We can't mess that one up. And what I have discovered is that is the entrance point for spirit that we can actually tangibly touch. You know, we talk about bringing it in through the crown chakra, and you know that feels sort of like etheric and untangible. It's like, okay, did I bring it in? Okay, I can feel it. I brought it in. Okay, it's in. Which isn't really satisfying. We can bring it in through the third eye, and it feels really good because we open the third eye. But we can't live from the third eye, right? When we bring it into that sacred heart space, we can start to live from that place. See what I mean? So feel that sense behind your human heart. When you are able to bring qualities of spirit into that sacred heart space and start to feed what I call your human heart, and all that heartache, all that heartbreak, all that sense of separateness from love and spirit can start to melt. And you can start to bring your human wounds, again, whether they're physical or whatever. Usually there's something in the heart connected even to a physical wound in the big toe, is the pain you have to feel emotionally of not being able to walk very comfortably except with a big shoe, okay? Everything seems to connect to or impact this human heart. So if you're able to feed your connection to spirit into that wounded place or that part that's going, I don't know about self-esteem right now. Oh my gosh, I don't feel very good about the job I'm doing, etc. Give that a chance to be reconnected. There you go. You've healed that wound of separation, and you have a chance to expand in the world. Okay, now I'll take your question.
Well, you know, when you're up there, you get to pick up all these abilities. Why can't you just access them when you're here? Rather, why do you have to die and go back up there to pick up some other ability that you want to have now?
Good question. Good question.
Why can't I just download it right now?
You can.
Like the Matrix there.
Yeah, you absolutely can download it. We have a collective wound of separation, and many people have a very specific one that said, when you started coming in to do Earth incarnations with these great gifts of connection to universal stuff, like you're talking about, imagine coming here, and imagine that I've just come in from some other universe or some higher dimension of spirituality, and I walk into this room and I look at you and I go, oh my gosh, they're not going to get this. This is what happened when you first did an incarnation. You went, oh my God, these people don't want what I have. They're looking at me like, what are you talking about? It's a recession. And you're talking about endless possibilities for creation? I don't think so. I can't even get a job. Okay? That's what it felt like when you first came, whether it was the caveman, it was, you know, after the Atlantis, whatever time frame you first came in, the people were pretty dense in comparison to your vibration. Okay? So what a number of people did was they go, and you're one of those, and there's probably others in the room, excuse me, that went, oh my gosh, they don't want what I have. And I have this incredible gift of manifestation. They don't want it. Oh. All right, let's put it away for now and learn how to be human. Because if I don't learn how to be human, I won't fit in this world. And it feels like fitting into this world is the first step. Wrong. That's where we go. Fitting into this world is not the first step. Staying connected is the first step, regardless of what's around you. Okay? And that's become the biggest challenge. Because I work with people all the time that go, well, I want to stay connected, but, you know, I've got these people in my life, my family, they're not connected, so I can't talk to them about this stuff, okay? You don't have to talk to them about this stuff, you just have to hold it regardless. Regardless. Because remember, the law of attraction, what you hold inside magnetizes what to you? The same thing. So if you don't hold that connection and start to embody it, you're going to lose it, and you're going to start to attract all those people that don't have it either. Does that make sense? So it's a deeper soul wound, and you don't understand why you're still carrying it. And it's a good question, why you're still carrying it. because you just didn't understand it, okay? So I'm here as just, your morning coffee to go, oh, look, you can wake up and see the sunshine and start to bring it in and go, oh, it's just a matter of feeding myself with that food that I know is always just sitting there, right?
How do you widen the channel?
And widen the channel.
How do you expand the channel?
You expand, it just sets me up for the next piece, it's great. So how you expand the channel is by trusting, which goes to knowing. We don't want to just trust something. Can you feel the difference between I have faith that this is going to work out, it's up here. I have trust that this is going to work out. I have knowing this is going to work out. So when you talk about trusting, shift it to knowing. So all of you is fed. Welcome, everybody. So all of you is fed. We have to have a knowing. Okay, so how to expand there is to not be afraid that we will get harmed. That's the next, what I call soul barnacle that many of us have. I don't dare get too out there, because there's bad stuff happening out there, and I've got it in my soul memory that bad stuff happens when I expand, okay? So then we stop expanding. Again, that's why I work with these soul challenges, because we all want to expand, and we can't. I work with, how many of you would love to develop more of your intuition, right? Okay, yeah, exactly. And why can't you? Well, you think it's this and that. The biggest part is the soul wound that says, if I start to get in touch with the greatness of who I am, A, I won't have any place to bring it here because they don't want it. B, I'm going to get harmed if I start touching into that field, whether it's the Akashic records or just your larger dimensional self. There's an old wound that says I'm going to get harmed if I start to use that powerful stuff. It's the Joan of Arc syndrome, I call it. Okay, I don't say crucified because we got to come up with different things. So it's the Joan of Arc syndrome. It's what came to me recently. That you'll be killed for it, and so we don't. And the other reason we don't get into our intuition is that we don't know how to discern between our intuitive voice and those other voices. Okay? And that's something that I can help you with. It's really specific. It's so fun. It's part of it. It sounded like a number of you were interested in that kind of thing. If you want to do a 20-minute reading with me, we can focus on that as well. What some of those tools are that help you to know the difference between your intuitive voice and that old voice is really trying to sabotage you. Because that's where we often get caught. We don't know if the information is real and true, and we don't trust it because we haven't brought it in to a place of knowing. Okay, great. What would you like to know next? It's okay. It doesn't have to come from you. I was just having fun.
I'll let you know.
Okay, I know you will. That's great. All right. So, soul mastery. We have all come. That's this information, okay? We have all come from other worlds before coming here. How many of you know that? This is something I know for sure. You know, right? You know that phrase. I know for sure, okay, that you came from other worlds before coming here. Absolutely, of course you did. Yes, you're visiting. Yes, this is a joyride. And of course you came from other places. This is not the world where you develop qualities of spirit. This is the world where you play in the physical dimension. A spiritual being enjoying the physical dimension. People ask me all the time, what's my life purpose? It's to enjoy physical creation. But to stay connected in that, okay? That's why there's a few wounds keeping us from doing that. But the key is enjoying a physical creation. Because as a high-level soul, you've done all the angelic stuff. You've done the expansion. You've created everything. Then you looked at planet Earth and went, physical incarnation, I got to try that one on, okay? Nature, everything that's here, you love, but you said, I want to try that on. So your soul gifts and purposes come from the fact that you, as a soul chose different worlds, whether it was star systems, and I talked about the specific ones that you've been to, where you learned about different qualities of spirit, and then you said, as part of my blueprint, I want to come to planet Earth and bring those gifts, unique to me, bring them into this world, and live from that place in a physical dimension. How fun would that be? So for instance, if you were an angel doing love angelically, and you said, ooh, I want to try on what love looks like in a physical dimension. That's parent love, romantic love, animal love, love of nature. There's so many, agape, all those kinds of love. How cool would that be if you only knew one dimension before that? It was pure and wonderful, but you're always expanding, okay? Here. So that's what you did. You decided you wanted to experience the physical manifestation of those qualities of spirit, okay? But all of your gifts came from other dimensions. Okay, I think no, it wasn't you that had a question, it was somebody else. Yes, here, and then I'll do you.
Why is there so much information about not appreciating this kind of incarnation? It seems like, okay, the joy of playing on this level and stuff like that. It seems like there's a lot of people who kind of don't get that. And I'm just wondering why there's such a flow of that information where it could be like, hey, we chose to be here because we want to be here because it's cool. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for asking that. It's an old soul victim pattern, okay? Imagine you come here with this burden of feeling as though you're not appreciated here, for one. So you're going to go, well, I'm not appreciated here. That's stupid, okay? You'll put down the stupidity because you don't feel appreciated. Sort of like going back to 8th grade again. But do you see the mentality? Yeah, it's just victim mentality. This place, there's no place for me, it's limited, there's no place for my joy. And so this world is stupid, it sucks, whatever you want to call it. That's victim. So there's a lot of victim consciousness. It's very easy to get twisted in instead of going, this place is fabulous. If this place is fabulous, if you say that, then you have to take spiritual responsibility that that's up to you inside.
So is that kind of a hurt child attitude, kind of like?
Well, it's a soul level piece. It starts from, that I'm hurt because people here don't want what I have, and so I don't like them anymore. Again, I call it 8th grade, or 6th grade. I don't like you anymore because you don't like me. And that's, at the spiritual level, that's what we do. We do funky things. So that's a great question. It takes, an expanded person to say, wow, there's joy here to be known, and I want to go for it, and it's totally up to me. When you think about this so-called world that you don't like, zero in on the aspects of this world you don't like. I suspect that if you really think about it, it's human consciousness and separation you don't like. That's all. Brilliant, you shouldn't like that. You don't want to be part of that. Doesn't mean you have to diss it. You just go, I don't want to be in separation. Okay? Otherwise you struggle and go, I don't like that. It's just dumb. It's just, I want to be spiritual and get away from all of that. Instead you go, oh, yeah, I don't want to be in separation in this world. And I see it reflected, and that's not who I am. I would much rather be connected. And then you go into, oh yeah, let's get connected right now. And then I'll start to see the world from a connected standpoint. And I won't care if 3/4 of it or 90% of it is disconnected. Choice, their choice. Does it impact you? No. Are we all one in essence, but not in the outer? Okay? So, for instance, the way I see things going on this planet is there's, those of us who are, people like me who are determined, cheerleader to make sure that it all works out in the place of light, okay? And we're magnifying light. There's a lot of people, as you described, who are not into light, fearful, whatever you want to call it, and think this planet is not worth being part of. If you find yourself slipping into that, you are feeding the negativity